May 2018, question 2D, we are told that BC Limited operates two factories, namely X1 and X2. Both factories deal in the production of a product named Guzo. The joint cost function for production of product Guzo is given by, so we have that. BC Limited has received an order to produce 200 units of product Guzo. Required the quantities of product Guzo that should be produced by factories X1 and X2 respectively in order to minimize costs. In order to minimize costs. So that question is coming from is the question of May 2018. Question 2B is coming from an area called functions, and specifically what we call the Lagrange. The Lagrange functions. It's called the Lagrange functions. Lagrange functions. So with the Lagrange functions, we said you create L as f of xy plus lambda g of xy. That is how you create the Lagrange function. The Lagrange function. And in doing so, the f of xy, is the function whose value you want to maximize. Is the function whose value you want to maximize. So this is the function given as 2q1 squared plus q1 q2 plus q2 squared plus 500 plus 500 plus 500. That's the function. Then g of xy, is the function of the constraint. So we are told that we must produce 200 units. So what that means is that Q1 plus Q2 should be equal to 200. Q1 plus Q2 should be equal to 200. Should be equal to 200. So proceeding now, you will say that L is equal to 2q1 squared plus q1 q2 plus q2 squared plus 500. That is the function of f of xy. Now plus lambda, you now bring g of xy Now g of xy is this one, so you are going to have q1 plus q2 minus 200. So this one is made to close over here so that we don't have a negatives, equal signs, two equal signs in one function. So proceeding, this gives us 2q1 squared plus q1 q2 plus q2 squared plus 500 plus lambda q1 plus lambda q2 minus 200 lambda. So from there, I want you on your own, you differentiate with respect to Q1, you differentiate the rate with respect to Q2, differentiate with respect to Q2, and then you differentiate that rate with respect to lambda. So differentiate those items on your own, and I don't know how you will set the answers. Have you finished? Abel, have you finished? So this is how it's done, in case you have you're not remembering. So this one, we are differentiating this with respect to Q1. So this one will be 4Q1 plus this one will remain, this one becomes 1. So we are left with Q2 plus this one becomes 0. This one becomes 0 because we don't have Q1. This one becomes 0. This one we are left with plus lambda. This one is 0. These are zeros. And then you say this is 0. And you call it equation number 1. Okay, good. Next one. Then we come now and differentiate with respect to Q2. This one does not have Q2, so it becomes 0. This one has Q2, so we are left with Q1. This one becomes plus 2Q2. This is 0. This is 0 plus lambda is equals to 0. And this is equation number 2. Equation number 2. Then when you are told to differentiate with respect to lambda, all this becomes 0. So tunaachiwa Q1 plus Q2 minus 200 is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Is equals to 0. So from there, I will proceed and say, removing lambda from 1 and 2. We are removing lambda from equation 1 and 2. We are removing lambda from equation 1 and 2. What you do, you bring this equation 1 here. You say 4Q1 plus Q2 plus lambda is equal to 0. Then you have Q1 plus 2Q2 plus lambda is equal to 0. Equal to 0. Then we remove this one by subtracting. When you subtract, you are left with 3Q1 minus Q2 is equal to 0. And this one you call it equation number 4. You are left with Q1 plus 2Q2, not plus, sorry, that is minus. That's minus. Minus Q2 is equal to 0. And this one you call it equation number 4. You call it equation number 4. Then from there you say removing Q1 from equation 3 and equation 4. question 3 and question 4. Question 3. Brexton and Ebby. How can it be 3? Oh, sorry. Oh, this one, eh? Mesahau here. 3Q1. Okay. Now we're talking of this one. So removing from 3 and 4, I will have, this one was my equation 4. I will have Q1 plus Q2 is equals to 200. Then 3Q1 minus Q2. Actually, it will be easier to move Q2. So go back there and say Q2. It will be easier to remove Q2 because this is 1 and even this one. It will be easier. Is equals to 0. Is equals to 0. So what I must do for my Q2 to disappear is to add, so that I'm left with 4Q1 being equal to 200. So tell me what is Q1? So from there, tell me what is Q1? Q1, yeah, good. I can see the answers coming very fast. Q1 is 50. So if Q1 is 50, then you say, using equation 4, we have 3 times 50 minus Q2 is equals to 0. So tell me Q2 should be equal to what? Q2 should be equal to what? Yeah, good. It should be equal to 150 units. So what had the question required? The question had asked us to get the quantities of the product that should be produced by factories X1 and 2 in order to minimize the cost. So you are actually minimizing. So those are the units. Thus, minimum cost. So these values, you put them in the equation for the cost. The one that we had begun with, which was 2Q1 squared, so it will be 2 times 50 squared plus 50 times 150 plus 150 squared plus 500. Compute that and tell me how much will be the cost. Yes, Aket, you could also use any other equation. Equation 3, it is also okay. So Abel is saying that 5,500. That 5,500. That 5,000. 5 hours. So let us proceed now to the next question. Did we agree anything about the theory questions? Did we agree anything about the theory questions? Yes or no? Okay, so we did not say that you do the theory on your own. Can we say so? We concentrate on the figures. Can I leave behind the theories? You get them on your own? Good. Yeah. Because those ones you can easily get from your notes. So let's then go to question 3B. Question 3B says, Faida Limited deals in the manufacturing and sale of a product named B. The company sells a product in 2 of its distribution outlets, A and B. The data below relates to random survey of monthly mean sales of the product in the 2 outlets. So we have the outlet, the mean monthly sales, standard deviation, sample size. Now test at 5% confidence level whether there is a significant difference in the mean monthly sales of the 2 outlets. Okay. So that is the question of May 2018. Question 3B, and that question is coming from hypothesis testing. Is coming from hypothesis testing. So tell me whether this population is known or unknown. This population is known or unknown. What do you think? Is this population known or unknown? I can see the responses. So this question is a case of unknown population, is a case of unknown population and means difference. Means difference. So for those who are saying it is known, it is unknown because the population is the company itself. And we have not been given a standard deviation for the whole company. What we have been given is the standard deviation per department or per outlet. So those are samples. And if the standard deviation is for the samples, then the population is unknown. But if we had been given the standard deviation for the whole company, that is when we would have said it is known. I hope those who are saying it is known have understood that. So having said that, we begin our journey, which has become familiar. That number one, we test the hypothesis, or rather we come up with the hypothesis. So the hypothesis is that the null hypothesis is that the first mean is the same as the second mean. That is, if you look at the first sample, the first outlet, it has 795, and the second one has 810. It has 810. So in the alternative hypothesis, we'll be saying x bar 1 is less than x bar 2. That is 795 is less than 810. Is less than 810. Is less than 810. From there now, from there, we go to the second step, which is to bring test statistic. Test statistic. So test statistic, sorry, not test statistic, is the significance level. Sorry, I think my brains are ahead of my significance level. So significance level is that alpha is 0.05. That is what we are told to test at 5%. Then now I need to bring my test statistic. Test statistic. So test statistic, it is T, which is given as x bar 1 minus x bar 2 you remember how we go about it. It is N1 minus 1 S1 squared plus N2 minus 1 S2 squared, then N1 plus N2 minus 2 times 1 out of N1 plus 1 out of N2 that is the formula that we use. That is the formula. T calculated follows here now that T calculated will be equal to so this is 795 minus 810. The first department has 200. So 200 minus 1 times the standard deviation is 50. So 50 squared plus huyu mwingine hapo na 175. So 175 minus 1, you multiply by the standard deviation of 70 squared, 70 squared. So here we are dividing by 200 plus 175 minus 2. 1 out of 175, sorry, 200, 1 out of 175. Just substituting the figures. So work out that and then you will send me the answer. Work out that and send me the answer. Najma sent. Some other persons to set. I need at least 4, 5. Okay, I can see very many. No, not very many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, that is good enough. Minus 2.409. Minus 2.409. That is what I'm getting. That is what I'm getting. Okay. So now, from there, let's go to the next one. Decision rule. Decision rule. So decision rule. So on the lower side here, we will say reject null. Then here we will say accept null. And then here it will be minus t, 1 minus 0.05. And the degrees of freedom will be 200 plus 175 minus 2. So draw that and then go to the tables. Unisome the value of the t. The value of t. Eliana, are you able to hear me? Eliana, are you able to hear me? I can see 1.66. Okay, let us then proceed to the next step, that is conclusion. Conclusion is, are we going to accept or to reject? What do you think? Are we going to accept or to reject? Yeah, good. We should reject null hypothesis since t calculated is less than t critical. That is minus 2.409 is less than minus 1.66 is less than. So we are going to reject that. The next thing is to say the meaning. what is the meaning of this? And I told you the meaning is designed in terms of the words of the examiner. So the examiner had asked us to check whether there is a significant difference. So meaning there is a significant difference in monthly mean sales. In monthly mean sales. In monthly mean sales. There's a significant difference in monthly mean sales. In monthly mean sales. Are we okay with that? If we are okay, say my yes. If we are okay, say my yes. Yeah, good. I can see very many saying yes. So let us proceed to the next question. Let us proceed to the next question. And that is part C now of that question, which says that a manufacturing company is considering production of one of the three different types of pens, P1, P2, and P3. The fixed and variable cost of producing the pens are as given below. So we have the type of pen, the fixed cost, the variable cost. The demand of the pens under three different states of demand is provided below. So we have the states of demand and the number of pens. Then from there, we are told the unit selling price of the pens is shillings 200. So from there, we are told to do a payoffs table. We are told to do a payoffs table. We are told to do a payoffs table. So that question is coming from decision theory. Decision theory, and specifically, we are told to compute payoffs. So in computing the payoffs, you know so well, we begin with the option. We begin with the option here. Then we get the outcome here. Then we write the formula. We write the formula of computing the payoff. The formula of computing the payoff. So in dealing with this, we will ponder it like this. We can have a selling price. Then I can have variable costs. Variable costs. Then I can have units sold. Then I can have fixed costs. So this one I will say selling price minus variable costs times units sold selling price minus variable costs times units sold minus fixed costs. That will give us net profit. Net profit or the payoff. Net profit or the payoff. That is how we are going to get it. Net profit or the payoff. So the first option is pen 1. They are calling it pen what? Pen 1. The second one is pen 2. The next one is pen 3. So the outcomes are low, moderate, and high. The next one here is low, moderate, or high. Low, moderate, or high. That way. So let us put the selling price Selling price is 200. So 200, 200, 200. I have 200 there, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200. That is the selling price. Variable costs for pen 1, you can see it is 100. When you are in pen 1, it is 100. When you go to number 2, it is 80. 80. When you go to the third one, we have 60. We have 60. For the units sold, these are 250,000. When we are low. Moderate, it is 1 million. And this other one is 1.5. So this is 250,000. This is 1 million. This is 1.5. This is 250,000. This is 1 million. And then the fixed costs. The fixed cost, I have 2 million. Open 1, 2 million. Then for 2, I have 3,200,000. 3,200,000. 3, we have 6 million. We have 6 million. So, ukifika hapo, I want to tell you to tell me finished so that you start giving me the answers. Ama you get the answers on your own, then I will ask for the answers. Ukimaliza yote mpaka the answers, you tell me finished. Ukimaliza yote mpaka the answers, you tell me finished. So those are the results that I have. If you agree with all of them, Adika agreed. If there is any that you dispute, you let me know. If you agree, Abel is in agreement, Aisha, Wabui. Patrick, Sioboa, Tuje, Akech. So I think that is okay. That is okay. We can now answer the question. We can now answer the question. So let me remove these ones. So the examiner had required that you come up with the payoff table. So if they say you come up with the payoff table, unaitengeneza namna hii. Payoff table. Payoff table. So in the payoff table, side, we normally have the options here, and then the outcome. So this is P1, P2, and P3. The state of the demand is row moderate high, row moderate and high. So we can have our figures shadings in millions, so that here I record 23, 98, and 148. Then this is 26.8, 116.8, 176.8. This is 29. This is 134, and that is 204. So that is the payoff stable. Payoff stable unategemeza namna hiyo. So if we are okay with that, the next thing, the type of the pen to be produced using max-min criterion. So when you're using max-min criterion, or rule, here we normally have the option, and then you will extract the minimum payoff. So for pen 1, the minimum is what? If we are through the pen 1, we have the minimum payoff in that. Minimum payoff. Two people have responded, 3. I need at least 5 so that I'm sure we are together. Only 3 persons have given the answer. Yeah. Good. So it is 23. I have P2. The minimum is what? When you go to P2, the minimum is one person. Okay, make sure you are giving the answers. 26.8. P3, the minimum is 29. Good. So this rule states, select the maximum of the minimum. Select the maximum of the minimums. So the maximum of the minimums is this one. So the advice that we shall give to these guys, the advice is the pen to produce. So we will tell them that they should produce P2. They should produce P2. That is what we shall advise them to do. Number next is max rule. When they are using max rule, max rule, max rule. So in this one, we have the option, and then you extract the maximum payoff. The maximum payoff. P3 is 21, not, oh, sorry. Why am I confusing that? Sorry. Thank you, Akech. That is P3. P3. Now we have P1 here, P2, and P3. So tell me the maximum in P1. The maximum in P1. Only one person, two persons. Yeah, good. The maximum is 148. P2, near the maximum in P2. Good. 176.8. And P3, says P3, the maximum in P3 is what? Good, it is 204. So this rule says select the maximum of the maximums. The maximum of the maximums. So the maximum of the maximums is this one. So what do we advise them? What we will tell them is to produce P3. Is to produce the P3 is the maximum. And then using the minimax criterion. Minimax criterion. So minimax, we are just adjust here. So minimax, that is 204. So again, this one will tell you select the minimum of the maximums. Minimum of the maximums. And that will happen to be this one. So you tell them to make E1. That is what we shall advise them to do. So ukimaliza hapo useme finished. Only 2 persons have finished. Good. Let us now proceed to question 4B. So question 4B. I can see your boy is asking the minimax regret criterion. You could also take it to be like submit, or you could just take it the way I've taken. Either way can work. Either way can work, Siobua. Is that okay? You can use either. You can go the savage way, or you can do what we have done. Either is acceptable. Good. Question 4B says, an intelligence test was undertaken by 10 sales ladies of a certain company. The table below shows the intelligence test scores in percentages and the mean weekly sales in thousands of shillings made by the sales ladies. So we have those values. You are required to get the coefficient of correlation and to interpret your answer. So this is the question of B 2018, question 4B. And this one is asking us about, or is coming from the topic we call correlation and regression theory. Correlation and regression theory. So the first thing tunaulizwa ni correlation coefficient. Actually, it's the only thing tunaulizwa, correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficients. Now, if you are using correlation coefficients, you write the formula R between X and Y, R between X and Y. Tulisema inapeanwa namna hii. It is n sum of xy minus sum of x sum of y, n sum of xy minus sum of x namna hii times n sum of y squared minus sum of y squared. That way. So last time, or this far, I have shown you two ways of dealing with the question. Ya kwanza, ile nilimalizia nayo last time, ile swali tulijibu last time, tulitengeneza kila kitu, mpaka table tukajaza. And I told you that is the perfect way. Hapo awali, we were dealing with the table, but hatukuwa tunajaza the figures. So today, I want even to avoid the table, so that those who have been asking about use of calculator, if you are good in it, kuonyesha how you can still go about it. So utakuja hapa useme using calculator. Using calculator. So chukua calculator. Chukua your calculator. And let us set it and we begin. And remember the values of, or maybe let me start by asking, who is X? Is it intelligence or it is sales? Who is X? Who is X? Let me see. Yeah, very good. X is the intelligence. Intelligence is the one that determines the sales that you make. So let's set the calc. Tulisema unafinya mode until you see REG. So you press the number below REG. Then you press 1 so that you set the calc. So for the intelligence, the first one is 40. So press 40, comma. Sales are in thousands, and I've been telling you you should use data in the same form. So press 50,000. 50,000. M plus. 70, 120,000. M plus. 50, 80,000 M plus. 60, 100,000 M plus. 80, 80,000 M plus. 50, 50,000 M plus. 90, 110,000 M plus. 40, 60,000 M plus. 60, 90,000 M plus. 60, 60,000 M plus. So using calculator, R between X and Y. R between X and Y. So N, we already know it is N. So 10 times the sum of X. So shift button number 1. Tafuta sum of XY. Send me the answer. Sum of XY, what are you getting? Shift button number 1. You will pray forward, upate XY. Yeah, good. I can see the figures. 50,600,000. minus sum of x, shifts, button number 1, sum of x is 2 equals sum of x, send me the sum of x, yeah, good, 600. Give me the sum of y, shift, button number 1, sum of y, $800,000. We come here now. This is 10 times sum of x squared. X squared is shift, button number 1. Nitumie sum of x squared. Send me the value of x squared. One person has sent. I need many people to send so that I'm sure I'm not just myself and a few others. You know, at times some people say that mwalimu anasonganga tu na wale wanaelewa haraka. So to ensure that everyone is on board, I need many figures. 38,400. 38,400 minus sum of x, that is 600, which is going to be squared, times 10. Now give me sum of y square. Shift button number 1, utafute y square. Give me the figure. Here sijui kama utaandika. Let me write mine. In case you disagree, you will tell me. 6.96 times 10 raised to power 10. This is the beauty of using, yes, your boy, good. This is the beauty of using the calc, because you can see that is a very huge figure. Yes, Abel, good. Minus sum of y squared, that is 800,000, you square. 800,000, you square. So from the calc, I told you to get the value of R, you shift button number 2. You will pray forward to where there is R is number 3 equals. Send me the answer. The answer for R. I'm now asking for R. Good. 0.709. Alafu naulizwa you interpret. You are told to interpret. So when you are told to interpret, this shows a strong relationship. A strong relationship between intelligence and sales made. And sales made by a salesperson. By a salesperson in the above case. In the above case. in the above case. So you can as well represent your work that way. So I think Kina Passwell, Kina Wamboi, now you are happy. We don't have to draw the tables. But as I told you, this one requires that you be very keen, because it is either you are getting it everything or you are missing. Although ukiwa umeandika formula na ume substitute, you may not miss everything. Still a good way. So are we okay with that? Do you get all the 8 marks? Yes, you will get all the 8 marks. Good. As I said the other time, when umepanga kama venye tulipanga last time, formula, table, substitution, these 8 marks will be spread out. And there is no way hizo vitu zote utapata 0. But when you use the calc and go through it, especially when you just use the calc and you don't even show the formula, if you have gotten the answer, we will give you the 8 marks. But if you not have gotten it, then you get 0. That's the only problem with the calc. But if you can perfect it, well and good. Are we okay with that? Okay. So I can see I still have 19 minutes. So the question says, a farm manufactures 2 products, X and Y, subject to constraints on 3 raw materials, M1, M2, and 3. The objective of the farm is set to select a product mix that will maximize weekly profit. Each unit of product X earns a profit of shillings 2, whereas each unit of product Y earns a profit of shillings 1. Details of the raw materials for the production of products X and Y are as given below. So we have that. Now you are told to come up with a linear programming model of the farm, and then the optimum product mix using simplex methods. May 2018, question 4C is linear programming. And specifically simplex methods. It is on simplex methods. So in the simplex, we obviously begin with the formulation. We normally begin with formulation. Formulation. Where we will say let X represent units of product X produced and sold. Produced and sold. Y to be units of product Y produced and sold. Then objective function will be to maximize Z. This is where now we bring the contribution margins. So this question has already given us the contribution margins. For X, it is 2. So 2X plus 1Y. 2X plus 1Y. Now subject to 3X plus 0Y being less than or equal to 27. And you tell us this is raw material 1. 0x plus 2y is less than or equal to 30. And this is raw material 2. 1x plus 1y is less than or equal to 20. And this is raw material 3. And then xy is greater than or equal to 0. And you know this is non-negativity. Non-negativity. Are we there? Yes, I can see Abel, Siobua, Shira. Patrick, Aboy. Shira habari. Okay, we are there. So the next step after you do the formulation is called changing inequalities. Changing the inequalities. changing the inequalities. So this one you say let S1 to be the slack for raw material 1, S2 to be the slack for raw material 2, S3 to be slack for raw material 3. Raw material 3. Then objective function is to maximize Z. Which is 2x plus 1, 1. Plus, I told you, you bring this rat, and I told you they have a contribution margin of how much? Let me see whether someone remembers. They have a contribution margin of how much? Yes, Siobua. Someone else? Yeah, good. They have zeros. So this will be 0s1 plus 0s2 plus 0s3 plus 0s3. Now this is subject to 3x plus 0y plus s1. Now you bring s1 and you say is equal to 27. And this is raw material 1. Raw material 1. Then 0x plus 2y plus s2 is equal to 30. And this is raw material 2. Then 1x plus 1y plus s3 is equal to 20. And this is raw material 3. And obviously you tell us x, y should be greater than or equal to 0. This is non-negativity. From there, now, we will draw initial simplex table. initial simplex table. So I want to add with this one so that tomorrow I don't have to write this. God willing. So initial simplex table. Initial simplex table, I told you, you have a column called C, a column called basis, and the other titles of that column are these items in this function. So I have X here, I have Y, I have S1, I have S2, I have S3, and then I have BI. Then I have BI. Those are the titles. Then for the rows, we just bring the strat. So S1, S2, S3, then we have CJ, ZJ, and BJ. And BJ. So for S1, you copy these items that are in this function. So we have 3, we have 0, we have 1, 0, 0, and 27. And 27. That is for the first line. Second line where we have S2, it is 0, it is 2, 0, 1, 0, and 30. The third line is 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, and 20. For CJ, you copy the items that were in the objective function 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. The items that were in the objective function. Then ZJ, I told you it is zeros. In the initial simplex table, it is zeros. And then BJ, it is CJ minus ZJ. So this will be 2, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then this one has 0, 0, 0. So that is where we shall pick from tomorrow, God willing. Once you finish copying, you let me know so that I can end the session. Yeah, finished, good. Now, I'm sure you have had some rumors going out. Thank you, Abel, that there may not be exams. Have you heard? Or the exams may not be done next week, as we have been preparing and waiting for. Quinta is not aware. Kate, you have not heard. Abel, Najma. Okay. Okay. So those rumors are almost true. Let me put it that way. They are almost true that the exams may not be done or will not be done next week. A few minutes before I came to class, I talked to one of the directors of CASNEB, and he told me they have been trying to get clearance from the Ministry of Health and the Treasury, and it has become difficult. So it is highly unlikely that there will be exams. So he told me they are now targeting, if they are not cleared, they are targeting either to have the exams on 17th or 24th. Have the exams either on 17th or 24th of May. With this one being most likely, because this one of 17th, it is expected the Eid Fitri is likely to be this week. So the most likely is 24th. So mambo iko namna hiyo, Waboi, Eliana, naona mnaweka alama za mshangao. But those are realities that we cannot change. Earlier on in the group, I had sent something because I knew, but I sent something indirectly. You can read my article in the group. So for now, we just continue preparing. Yes, Shako, that one I can tell you with almost 95% surety that there will be no exams. According to the communication I got from CASNEB, either when Thursday or Friday, they will do the notice. They will do the notice. So either Thursday or Friday, kwa magazeti ama kwa social media, CASNEB will communicate hii maneno ninasema. So that one I'm giving you is called grapevine communication. Yeah, or inside information. But Thursday or Friday, they will communicate. That's what I heard from them. They have really tried, but it was not able. So meanwhile, tunaendelea kujitayarisha because mitihani iko. But for the purposes of the school, official blocks are ending on Friday. They are ending on Friday. So Friday ndio tutakuwa na lesson yetu ya mwisho. For me, I'll teach you on Thursday, the last lesson. Then once they communicate, we will see what next to do. But that is the position for now. So thank you so much. Good night. And don't be so much worried. We are also affected. You can be sure when there are no exams, I am jobless. So I'm also not very happy with those things. But there is nothing we can do. Thank you so much and good night.